Alright, today I'm going to show you how to make the beginning of a coil basket. So the materials you will need at first are a piece of string, a needle, and a plastic bag that looks somewhat like this. So start with your needle and string. Find one end of your string and get your string through your needle. I like to fold the end under a little bit and then twist the very tip so it's not frayed. Then you need to tie a knot around your needle. So what I do is I make a loop around the needle. The needle is inside the loop. Tuck the string under and through, pull each end, and repeat. Now we're going to actually start working with the tail end of our string, so the side that does not have the needle, so put that to the side and get it ready. Now take out your plastic bag and lay it down sideways. I like to get all the air out and then tuck these edges in so it's a nice rectangular shape. So your bag should be facing sideways with your handles pointing to one side or the other, to the left or the right. Now you're going to get all the air out and fold it in half like a hot dog. Get all the air out, again, working from the bottom of the bag down to the handles. Fold it in half one more time. And we're going to start with the bottom of the bag, the side without the handles. So you're going to roll it up into a really, really tight coil. I like to think of rolling this up like you would roll up a sleeping bag. To press, you have to roll it tightly, get all the air out, and make sure it's a tight, tight coil. So I'm only worrying about the bottom part of the bag right now. And now I'm going to take that tail end of the string I was getting ready earlier and take the tail end without the needle and point it towards the handles. So here are the handles, here's the bottom of the bag, taking the end of the string and pointing it towards the handles like this. Make sure yours looks like this before you start wrapping. So now I'm going to take the bag and the tail and hold it in one hand. Now I'm left-handed, I write with my left hand, I do most things with my left hand, so I like to wrap with my left hand. If you are right-handed, you are probably going to want to wrap with your right hand. So you would need to hold your bag and your string with your left hand and then wrap with your right hand. So I'm going to start wrapping the string around this bag, but I'm going to leave a little spot open for the bag to show through. So I started wrapping a little bit past where the bag starts. It's about the size of my thumbnail. And now, when I'm wrapping tightly and neatly. One wrap right after the other. And you are going to wrap the bag until the wrapped section gets the size of your thumb, your entire thumb. So all the way from the knuckle to the tip of your thumb. So I'm going to speed up a little bit. And check. That is about the length of my thumb, so I'm going to stop right there. The next step is to take this end and fold it under so that it lines up to the spot where you stopped wrapping. Now, very tightly, you are going to wrap around both ends, making sure that it's a secure hold. So I'm wrapping very tightly, and I'm actually overlapping my wraps a little bit. Now, as I'm folding, some of this bag is peeking out, feel that that's going to happen. The most important thing to remember at this stage is to make sure that this is a nice, secure hold. So it's really important to wrap tightly. Then, this starts to look like the eye of the needle. So after this hole should be 1 thumbnail length again. And it is. 1 thumbnail length after the hole of this needle. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to turn this extra wrapped part after the hole of the needle around in a circle. It's going to look like a spiral. So I'm going to turn it. So I'm forcing it to turn around. And then to make it stay in this shape, right here, it was in this shape. And now I want it to start to turn. So I'm actually going to pinch it like this so that it stays how I want it to. And now is when your needle comes into play. So you are going to come up through the bottom, pull through, pull tightly, and then continue wrapping. So when you wrap after you've done your first stitch, I do not want you to wrap around the whole thing. Do not wrap around all 3 coils, 1, 2, 3. Only wrap around the bag. And I would like you to do 5 wraps. 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to go back to that pinching technique. Take my needle and come up through the bottom. Not down, through the top, up from the bottom. And now you're going to continue wrapping again. You wrap 5 times. 3, 4, 5. Continue. Pinch it around so it's slowly curling around the eye of the needle, or what looks like the eye of the needle. So come up from the bottom, pull, wrap. And I'm wrapping exactly where I left off. So the string naturally wants to come someplace over here. You have to force it to come to the spot where you last stopped wrapping. So that's over here. Make sure you're pulling tight. 2, 3, 4, 5. After 5 reps, I do another stitch. So I come up through the center, three, 4, 5, come up through the center, continue on. So, now I'm getting close to the handles of my bag, so I'm going to pause here and I'm going to show you how to add a new bag. But I never like to end on a stitch because the basket is very fragile at that time. You need to end on a wrap. That's the strongest point to end on. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm ending on a wrap, just like this, and now I'm going to add a new bag. I'll show you how to do that in the next video.